On the Bright Side is brought to you by Ministry of Education, Culture, Science and Technology and UNICEF.
In the not so distant future, humanity had set its sights on the ultimate frontier, Mars.
Amid global discussions on the fate of our planet, there emerges a visionary solution, an otherworldly alternative where humanity could potentially thrive. Mars. Is Mars truly habitable? Can we sustainably produce food on its surface? These are just a few inquiries driving our quest for scientific understanding as we explore the prospect of life beyond Earth. Such endeavors demand extensive research, yet, unexpectedly, enlightening insights have emerged from an unlikely source: a group of students at King's College.
Good morning, Dr. Adil. How is he doing?
His vitals are stable for now, but we still haven't had any response from him. If he continues like this, we're gonna have to disconnect him. Ethiel, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Where am I?
Oh my gosh, I can't believe you're finally awake.
What is this place?
You don't know? What's the last thing you remember?
Huh? Remember?
Ethiel, you should get some rest before we can talk.
No, I need to see my family.
Ethiel, stop! You can't just rush out. You will get hurt. Just stop.
No, let go.
Ethiel, we are not
Let
on
go.
Earth. We are on Mars.
Basically, what the prompt was, how would we grow food on Mars? How can we make that a reality? And some research they did do, and it was very extensive because they had to learn about the food products, the energy source that they were going to do, how are they going to construct their greenhouse, and at the end they decided to do a film to really engage the other students and I would say viewers, because they didn't want to do a regular PowerPoint presentation. They really wanted to make something entertaining, and this is where the film was born.
Why did we come here? I don't understand.
Ethiel, we are part of a core of King's College team assembled to help produce food for our Earth's population.
This initiative stemmed from Pathlight International. Recognizing it as a valuable opportunity for exposure, Pedro Reyes, principal of King's College, enthusiastically encouraged the students to take on the challenge.
I introduced it to my teachers and I said, well, can we do this? They said, definitely, let's give it a try. It would be a wonderful experience and exposure for our students to learn, you know. So the teachers pulled a team of students, and the process of the project is what was really time consuming, dedication. You know, the students spent a lot of time putting effort and interest into this project.
Their sci-fi short film vividly portrays the futuristic take of a scientist awaking from a comatose state in outer space. Upon regaining consciousness, he is greeted by his colleagues, who share the many advancements made during his prolonged unconsciousness. The most profound revelation: they are now inhabitants of Mars. Ediel Reyes told us more.
It all came to the research. Each one of us had a certain part, and my part was about the structure of the greenhouse. Making it good so that no any contaminated oxygen or thing could affect us. And there were other parts that were talking about like how long it would take to reach from Earth to Mars, and that was basically a lot of information. Every evening we had to research a lot.
I was having a hard time understanding what my colleagues were talking about. This information, the technology, and all these stuffs. There, once you're waking up from a coma, you're lost, right? And you don't have understanding. You're lost, and it was a very hard time processing all of this.
My role comes after the doctor, so the doctor carries the coma boy to me, and my role is to show him where we have our vegetables, which was the lettuce, the corn, and we also had crickets there.
Yet, the question persists: Can humanity adapt to inhabiting a world so remarkably different from Earth as we know it? The glaring differences in environmental conditions raise doubts about the human body's resilience to such extremes. Nevertheless, it appears that the students have discovered an alternative.
They built this entire structure, we can say, underground. It's not actually on the surface of Mars. It's using lava tubes. With the research that we did, we actually found that there are gigantic lava tubes on Mars, and all these structures, these homes, these greenhouses were built underground.
I introduced the nuclear energy source and how its main function and for what we will use it for, which we will use it for the electricity, to use the water from the Mars, to get water from there, and also for oxygen.
Well, my research is that Mars is kind of challenging to grow food on the planet because the soil is very toxic, and it's about 4% of the soil that is very toxic to humans. So basically we had to put a greenhouse underground.
According to King's College, they did not imagine that the final product would have turned out so well. The students took full advantage of tech support by teaming up with a video production agency. And after 8 weeks of grueling research and practicing their lines, these young researchers turned actors have a final product to be proud of. According to Gwendolyn Correa, all they could want is that the students learn while working together.
Well, I have to say I'm immensely proud of them and their work because they showed that they could apply several skills, not only the research skills, which is very important, but they were also able to collaborate with each other and communicate effectively. Because when communication doesn't exist, then some students might not be willing to do their part. But everyone in our group was able to have a week to be a leader. And all of them showed that they could be leaders and they could lead.
Looking on the bright side, I'm Sabrina Daly.
On the Bright Side was brought to you by Ministry of Education, Culture, Science and Technology, and UNICEF.